Welcome to AlignStar Online training. This module is Anatomy of a Document. It will take about 12 minutes to complete. Before you begin, you should receive an email invitation from the publisher of the AlignStar Online document that you will be collaborating in. Follow the link in that email and create your account. Remember your username and your password. You'll need these to access this document. Download the Java Launch Tool and run the Java Launch Tool. Log in and access the document. Your login is tied to this document. When you create a scenario, it will open a document to the full-scale view. The scenario name will appear in the upper left corner of the document. The left panel contains the alignment hierarchy, the map layers, and, if they were included when this document was published from the desktop, personnel, accounts, and thematic options. The right panel contains the map itself along with a few controls. The scroll bar controls zoom in and zoom out levels. You can click on the scale's hash marks to zoom in or out at that particular level. Or you can use the scroll wheel mouse to zoom in and out. The buttons in the top right control the alignment view or thematic view, the toggle on and off control for dynamic labels, access to the search tool, and the editor, which controls submission of the scenario. Click dynamic labels to turn them off for now. The lower left corner displays the cursor location. These are in latitude and longitude decimal coordinates. The distance tool also displays its output here. Click one time to begin measuring distance. Distance is displayed as the cursor is moved. Click again and the distance tool is disabled. The cursor returns to the default state and latitude-longitudinal coordinates are again displayed. The state of the document is displayed in the lower right corner. When the scenario is submitted, the state of the document changes to submitted. For now, the state is new because it's a new document that has not yet been saved. The hierarchy can be flat, comprised of only territories, or it can be up to 4 levels deep. Territories can be nested inside districts, which are nested inside regions, which are nested inside areas. This example shows the hierarchy with 3 levels. Click on the key left of the folder to open and expand the folder. Inside the region folder are 2 district folders. The district folders contain territories. The number of territories, districts, regions, and areas, as well as the naming conventions used, are controlled by the user who publishes the AlignStar Online document from the AlignStar desktop. Double-click on a territory to zoom in and center that territory in the view. The view level is at the territory level. Each territory is defined by color. Click on a district and the view level changes to the district level and the folder closes. Each district is defined by color. Double-click on a district and the map zooms to display the entire district in the view, and the folder expands or opens to display the territories nested inside. Click on a territory and the view level changes to display territories, and the zoom level doesn't change. Double-click on a territory and the map zooms into that territory and pans to center that territory in the map view. U.S. Streets is a map layer that can be toggled off and on by clicking the check mark next to the layer. Zoom in to see more detail of streets. zoom out for less detail. If you zoom all the way out, the streets are suspended completely. As you begin to zoom in, interstates appear, then state highways, county roads, and eventually local streets. Many city names are also included in this layer. When you zoom all the way out, very little detail is available on the map. But as you start to zoom in, you start to see more detail. Accounts start to show up. Zoom in a little bit further, and your interstate highways are showing up. Zoom in a little bit further still, your interstate highways with the labels appear. Notice at this level, states are selected, but states aren't assignable in AlignStar Online. If we scroll in one more level, our territories appear. Once our territories appear, we're at the level we can start to select and assign zip code units. See how the state is outlined in yellow? That means we're at a state view level. We need to zoom in a little bit closer. Now that we're zoomed in at this level, we can see zip code units are selectable. They become outlined. We can now use the alignment tool to reassign zip codes from one territory to another. And as we scroll in further, we start seeing more detail in the streets. We can turn our state labels off and on by checking this box. We can turn the state layer off and on as well. U.S. streets is the fill layer. States simply are the outlines of the states. The street layer also has city names. If we zoom into this area around the lakes region, we start seeing a lot of information on the map. We can turn off U.S. streets at this level to make the map more readable. We also can turn on our U.S. state label setting. Now we can see the labels turned on in each state. We also have personnel and accounts loaded into this map. We can turn off our personnel by checking the box next to personnel. They're removed. Accounts work the same way. We can see our personnel and we can see our labels. The label is the ID and the name set at the desktop level. We can turn our labels off and turn our accounts back on. Accounts are unique locations. They could be businesses. These are labels that are set for the ID of each account. As we zoom in, we can see a little bit more clearly. Each account has its own label. We can turn the labels off. We can turn the labels on. If we zoom into Chicago by double-clicking, we can see the accounts, and we can see our personnel, and we can see our territories. We turn our personnel labels back on, we see who is who. If we want to see our account labels, we just check the account label box. Let's take a look at our thematic mapping options. We don't need personnel, but accounts have thematics assigned to them. When we check the thematic box under accounts, our accounts no longer are colored according to the hierarchy. They take on the color of the thematic. Just like when we check thematic under zip code, zip codes no longer have colors representative of the hierarchy. There is a master thematic setting. This thematic also changes the settings here in the left control bar. Turn thematics on in the upper right control area, and thematics turn on for accounts and for map units. We can select from the drop-down menu the data that we want to assign to the thematic. Each thematic data has its own legend and its own color range. These colors can be associated with the zip code map, so you can see what thematic number is associated with which zip code. We also can turn on zip code labels. When we turn on zip code labels, we see the actual zip code and the thematic number associated with the zip code. We can click and drag to pan the map, turn our zip code layers off, turn off our thematic labels, and turn on our account thematic label. We can now see the thematic number that is assigned to a specific account. When we turn off our thematic view, our map returns to the alignment view. The alignment view is going to show according to what level of the hierarchy is active. We now return you to the full view of the Lakes region area that we've been working on. And this concludes anatomy of a document.